All right, let's unpack this. You know how procurement sometimes feels a bit behind the scenes, handling everything from paper clips to, well, critical raw materials.
It's keeping the lights on sometimes.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into something that can really transform it into more of a strategic powerhouse. We're blending a classic business tool with, cutting edge artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
it's quite a combination.
We're going to explore the Kraljic Matrix. It's a foundational tool for procurement strategy, but we're looking at how integrating AI is completely revolutionizing it.
Right.
And this isn't just about making things a little faster, is it? It's about making procurement agile, predictive, and just far more impactful in today's, well, let's face it, incredibly volatile global market.
What's truly fascinating here and what our sources really dig into is how AI takes something that used to be pretty static, you know,
Yeah.
often subjective, like a snapshot.
Right, like manually classifying what you buy.
Exactly. And it turns it into something dynamic,
Mm.
real time, a living model almost.
Yeah.
In this combination, it unlocks a whole new level of foresight, agility, resilience for businesses.
So, our mission today is really to equip you, our listener, with a clear understanding of the Kraljic Matrix's core idea, why it kind of needed an upgrade for the modern world,
It definitely did.
and then dive deep into how AI provides that incredible boost. We'll cover the classic framework, the specific ways AI integrates, the critical groundwork you need to lay first,
Very important, that part.
and a clear step-by-step framework for actually initiating a project like this. Think of it as your shortcut to understanding how AI is transforming one of the core functions of, well, any business.
Sounds good.
So, to kick us off, let's revisit the bedrock, the Kraljic Matrix itself. Developed by Peter Kraljic way back in 1983. It's all about segmenting supplier relationships, right?
Yeah.
And purchasing categories based on two key dimensions.
That's right. Supply risk and profit impact. At its core, it's about strategic resource allocation. Think of it like a simple 2x2 grid. It helps organizations figure out, where to focus their energy, how to differentiate their sourcing strategies.
Okay.
But the limitation, the thing that really held it back in fast-moving markets, was that classification, putting an item in a box, was manual. It was subjective. And, well, it got outdated the moment you finished doing it, almost.
That's it exactly, a snapshot in time. So let's quickly recap those four quadrants, just remind ourselves what they aimed for, and maybe where the traditional challenges lay. First up, non-critical items.
Right. Low supply risk, low profit impact.
Your everyday office supplies, basic admin services,
Right.
that sort of thing. Necessary, but they don't directly hit the bottom line, the core revenue.
And traditionally, the goal was just operational efficiency, reducing the cost to serve. You saw a lot of catalog systems, automated ordering.
The challenge sometimes was just the sheer volume, maybe. Still consuming time.
Yeah, potentially, making sure it was actually efficient.
Okay, second quadrant. Leverage items.
High profit impact, but low supply risk. This is where the buyer typically has strong negotiating power. Lots of suppliers out there.
Like packaging materials, maybe standard logistics.
Exactly. And historically, it was all about squeezing the cost. Hard negotiation, volume bundling.
Right. Get the best price.
But the missed opportunity was often, failing to look beyond price. What about innovation? What about other kinds of value?
Got it. Then we have the tricky one, bottleneck items.
Ah, yes. High supply risk, but low profit impact. Here, the supplier often holds the cards. Maybe it's single-sourced, unique specs, or just plain scarce.
Like a specific rare component or a proprietary system part.
Precisely. And these things, even if they don't cost much, can critically disrupt your operations if you can't get them.
A real headache.
Definitely. Managing them manually was all about risk mitigation. Buffer stock, desperately searching for a second source, maybe even redesigning the product to get rid of the bottleneck item altogether.
Okay, and finally, the big one, strategic items.
Both high risk and high impact. These are directly tied to your business performance, your innovation, your competitive edge.
So critical components, maybe key technology platforms.
Absolutely. And managing these relationships manually, that required serious executive sponsorship, lots of cross-functional work. The focus had to be long-term value, joint innovation, strong governance.
But keeping that intense focus and collaboration going manually, that must have been the challenge.
A huge challenge,
Yeah.
ensuring it delivered real strategic value, not just, managing a contract.
So that's the classic blueprint, a powerful idea, but with limitations in a dynamic world. But here's where it gets really interesting. The AI infusion.
Exactly. As we said, classifying spend traditionally was manual, subjective, time-consuming. prone to errors, biases, like
Oh.
using that static paper map in a constantly shifting landscape.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, how do you get consistent, high-quality, fast decisions in this kind of environment?
And this is where AI steps in. It's a truly transformative opportunity, isn't it? Automating classification based on real-time data. Boosting efficiency, yes, but also precision and, crucially, responsiveness.
Think of it like this. AI algorithms can chew through massive amounts of data, structured, unstructured, all of it, for automated spend classification.
Uh-huh.
This dynamic mapping of suppliers, materials, contracts, it considers everything. Supply volatility, price trends, how critical something really is to production, supplier reliability.
Oh.
It builds a living model.
A living model. I like that.
It adapts to changes as they happen. It gets rid of those static assumptions and brings in real agility.
That dynamic analysis is really the key. So let's look at some specific examples. How does AI handle, say, spend analysis differently?
Well, AI doesn't just look at last year's spend total. It analyzes patterns over time. It spots anomalies. So, okay, low-cost office supplies are probably still non-critical, but maybe large recurring services like time and materials hiring. AI might see the market tightening for those skills and dynamically flag it as potentially moving towards leverage or even bottleneck if that skill set becomes really scarce. Machine learning just keeps refining it.
Okay, that makes sense. And it digs deeper into supplier risk, too, you mentioned.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just an annual checkup. AI continuously pulls in external data.
Yeah.
Think credit ratings, ESG scores, those environmental, social, governance metrics, maybe from platforms like EcoVadis.
Right, sustainability, performance.
And real-time geopolitical risk data. Plus, it integrates your internal performance data, delivery times, quality metrics. So maybe you have a single-source supplier, their direct spend is low, but AI flags their financial health is deteriorating, maybe using something like an Altman Z-score, which predicts bankruptcy risk.
Ah.
Even with low spend, AI might dynamically reclassify them as a bottleneck because the risk of disruption is severe. It helps you spot those hidden dangers, reduces blind spots, strengthens business continuity proactively.
That's a huge shift, moving from reacting to fires to actually preventing them. What about material criticality? How does AI figure out what's really critical?
That's a great question. AI learns from historical disruptions. It looks back and correlates past operational halts or slowdowns with specific service types or components.
So it connects the dots?
Precisely. Imagine you have a service provider. Maybe they only account for, say, 2% of your managed services cost. Seems minor. But AI identifies that if they fail, your entire operation grinds to a halt.
Wow.
It spots that subtle but critical link and can dynamically elevate them to strategic, even with that small spend footprint. That's invaluable for proactive risk planning, especially when supply chains are shaky.
Yeah, no kidding. And then there's market volatility. We've all felt that recently. How does AI keep up?
It's constantly scanning real-time news feeds, social media chatter, trade reports, alongside structured data like commodity price indices.
So it's reading the news,
Yeah.
essentially.
In a way, yes, but much faster and more comprehensively. So, for example, AI could see a geopolitical crisis brewing in Ukraine and dynamically shift sunflower oil. Maybe usually a leverage item to strategic because of supply fears.
Right.
Or it might flag network infrastructure parts coming from a politically unstable region as a bottleneck, prompting you to start looking for alternative sources before there's a problem. It's about getting ahead of the wave.
So pulling it all together, what does this mean for you, the listener, practically? It really transforms what was often a manual, backward-looking task into something real-time, scalable, and truly proactive.
Exactly. And for leadership, it means real-time visibility into supplier risk, faster data-backed decisions, better alignment with overall enterprise resilience goals. It positions procurement right at the center of enterprise risk management.
Okay, but implementing this, it's not just flicking a switch, is it? It requires, you said, a foundational ecosystem.
Absolutely not. It's like building that house. You need the strong foundation, the solid walls, the skilled team. We're talking about 3 crucial pillars: high-quality data, robust technical infrastructure, and organizational readiness.
Right. And this raises a critical question for any organization thinking about this. Are you really prepared?
Yeah, because without these prerequisites, even the smartest AI is going to fall flat. It's like having a Ferrari with no gas and no driver.
Okay, let's break those pillars down. First, data availability. Non-negotiable, you said. Why is the data so fundamental, and what specifically are we talking about?
Data is the lifeblood of AI. Simple as that. Garbage in, garbage out, you need. First, spend data. Granular stuff. Line item POs, GL codes, those general ledger codes for finance prices, clear category mapping. Sources show that organizations nailing this see significantly better cost savings, like 11–17% higher.
Wow, okay.
Then, supplier data. Multidimensional profiles. On-time delivery, quality scores, those ESG risk scores we mentioned, financial health indicators like Altman Z-scores. You need the full picture. Top procurement teams use at least 5 KPIs here.
5, okay.
Contractual data. This is huge. Contract tenure, renewal terms, pricing mechanisms, SLAs. AI can turn static contracts into strategic assets to analyze.
Makes sense.
Material and service master data. Understanding usage frequency, operational criticality or their substitutes. Crucial in industries like telco or pharma where one tiny part matters hugely.
Right.
And finally, while it's optional, external data sources add massive value. Commodity indices, news feeds, geopolitical risk signals, credit ratings.
Yeah.
Especially useful during those black swan events, those big surprises.
Okay, so the data needs to be comprehensive, clean, integrated. Got it. Pillar 2, technical infrastructure. What does that involve?
You need the plumbing and the engine. First, a data warehouse or data lake, a central, structured place for all that data. Ideally cloud-based, it's your single source of truth. Companies with this cut procurement cycle time significantly.
A single source of truth, okay.
Then the AI platform itself, this is the brain. Could be a big platform like AWS SageMaker or Azure Machine Learning if you're building custom models. Or there are purpose-built procurement AI platforms like Cievo or Zycus that offer analytics out of the box.
So options depending on your approach.
Exactly. And finally, integration tools. You need to connect everything. Data pipelines using APIs, those are application programming interfaces, letting software talk ETL tools for moving and shaping data, maybe even RPA bots for automating data extraction from older systems, or your main ERPs like SAP or Oracle.
Right, getting the data flowing from everywhere into that central lake. And pillar 3, possibly the hardest, organizational readiness and development.
You could argue that, yes, technology alone is never the answer. This is fundamentally a business transformation.
So what does readiness look like here?
Well, first, cross-functional buy-in. AI classification doesn't just live in procurement. It touches finance, IT, risk management. You need a shared vision, defined roles. Our sources suggest a majority of AI failures in procurement happen because ownership is siloed.
That makes sense. Everyone needs to be on board.
Absolutely. Second, strong data governance. Who owns the data? Is it accurate, consistent? Who has permission? Is it compliant with rules like GDPR? Bad governance means bad data, which means bad classifications. Simple.
Critical.
And third, capability development. Your procurement team needs to evolve. They need AI literacy, understanding what the AI is doing. They need data interpretation skills. And critically, change management capabilities. Big companies are investing heavily in digital procurement academies now. It's about building trust and knowing how to use the insights.
So it's really about building that complete ecosystem.
Okay.
Quality data, strong tech, and aligned skilled people. It's a significant undertaking.
It is, but the potential payoff, that strategic advantage, is equally significant.
Okay, so we understand the what, the why, the critical requirements. Now the practical bit. How do you actually get started? Is there a framework for kicking off an AI-driven classification project successfully?
Yes, there is. And it's crucial to structure it properly to ensure you actually deliver measurable value, not just, run a cool tech project.
Right. So step 1.
It starts with defining your scope and success criteria very clearly. Be specific. What business objectives are you targeting? Is it auto-classifying a certain percentage of spend? Gaining a specific level of real-time risk visibility?
So setting clear goals, like maybe aiming for 85% auto-classification within 3 months.
Exactly. Or maybe achieving over 90% classification accuracy compared to your human experts.
Yeah.
You also need to tailor the Kraljic logic slightly to your specific organization's context. Make it measurable.
Okay, clear goals. What's next?
Then you roll up your sleeves for the data audit and preparation. We keep coming back to data, but it's that important.
It's foundation.
Absolutely. Assess your current data quality. Cleanse it. Normalize it as standardizing supplier names across different systems, especially if you work in multiple languages. That's a classic headache. Create a single unified spend taxonomy. It's not glamorous, but it's essential.
Right. Get the data house in order.
Then you build the AI classification model. This is where you choose your weapons, your machine learning techniques, decision trees maybe for clear rules, clustering to find natural groups, natural language processing perhaps to pull insights from contracts.
Okay.
You train the model on your historical spend data and whatever classifications you already have, even if they're manual. And then this is key, you enrich it with those external signals we talked about. Commodity prices, risk news. That's what enables the real-time reclassification.
Got it. Build and enrich. What's the step after building? Don't just unleash it, right?
Definitely not. The next critical step is pilot and validate. Start small. Pick a focused set of categories, maybe IT security spend or a key raw material group.
Test the waters.
Precisely. Run the AI model, then compare its classifications against your internal experts. Benchmark the accuracy. Where does it struggle? Why? Uncover those gaps. Refine the model based on feedback and specific business logic. Iron out the kinks before you go big.
Makes perfect sense. Pilot, validate, refine. Then you're ready for it.
Then you deploy at scale. This means actually integrating the AI engine into your daily workflows. Plug it into your procurement dashboards, your contract lifecycle management, CLM system, your supplier performance management, SVM tools.
Make it part of the furniture.
Exactly. Automate the reclassification process. Maybe it runs weekly or even daily for some categories. And critically, train your users properly. They need to understand the outputs, trust them, and to know how to act on the AI's recommendations. Adoption is everything.
Train, integrate, automate. And it doesn't stop there, does it?
Not at all. The final step is ongoing, monitoring and improving. This isn't a one-and-done project, it's a continuous loop. Establish ways for users to easily flag potential misclassifications. Periodically retrain the model with fresh data to keep it accurate. And as your organization gets more comfortable, more mature, look to expand the solution, new regions, new spend categories. The AI should get smarter over time with your help.
A living system, just like the model itself. That's a clear framework. Define, prepare data, build, pilot, deploy, monitor.
That's the essence of it. Structure is key to success.
So this deep dive, it's really shown how AI can take the Kraljic Matrix, this classic strategic tool, and turn it into something much more powerful. A living, intelligent engine for modern procurement.
It really is. It boosts agility, helps you proactively mitigate risks, and ultimately unlocks significantly more value from your supply base and your procurement activities.
And what's fascinating, as you said earlier, is how this fundamentally changes procurement's role, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It elevates procurement from, a necessary cost center or back office function to being a central player in overall enterprise risk management. It turns potential supply chain vulnerabilities into a source of strategic advantage.
So for executives listening, this isn't just another tech trend. It's really a strategic imperative, right? Aligning procurement with the broader digital transformation agenda.
I think that's exactly right. It's about building resilience and competitiveness for the future.
So thinking ahead, what's the real takeaway here for you, our listener? Imagine the possibilities this unlocks. AI-driven forecasting could start anticipating shifts, like seeing signals that a common leverage item might become a bottleneck soon because of raw material issues somewhere else.
Right, enabling procurement to reclassify proactively and adjust strategies before the disruption hits, getting ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And looking even further out, this raises a fascinating question, doesn't it? Beyond just classification, how might AI start clustering suppliers based on more nuanced factors, performance, innovation capability, responsiveness, leading to even more granular, data-driven decisions?
That's the next frontier. And maybe even using things like generative AI. Could it start producing sophisticated scenario-based recommendations, suggesting complex dual supplier strategies, or instantly running make-or-buy analyses that weigh up cost, risk, and innovation potential?
Allowing leaders to evaluate complex trade-off almost instantly. That's definitely something to mull over as you navigate your own strategic procurement journey.
Food for thought, indeed.